What is it for?
That specifically says dental infections. A antibiotic that wouldn't do anything against fungus.
The clindamycin?
Yeah.
Interesting. Oh. Hi guys. Dawn, are you talking about me already? Aaron is currently feeding Fred.
This is real soup, this one.
Yeah.
I didn't even add water.
So I have been feeling pretty edgy all day. Obviously, we are still dealing with lots of construction sounds, and this morning Fred woke me up at 7 promptly to get fed, and I was like, no Fred, I need to sleep, and I can't make a habit out of you waking me up whenever and feeding you whenever, because then you'll just keep waking me up whenever and I'll just be your slave, which I am to a certain degree, but I don't want to be your slave at 7 a.m. every day. So I waited until it was 8:30, and then I got up and I started feeding him. And normally we give him food in 2 batches, and he didn't come back really for the second batch. And I was like, that's weird. Fred almost always eats both batches of his food with great anticipation and enjoyment, and it got me worried. When animals don't eat as fervently, it probably means that something is bothering them, so I started worrying about him, and then I was like, I hope he's okay. He seemed a little lethargic, but who knows? I'm not a vet. I feel like I've been noticing myself turn into my mother, who worries over every little single detail and every little thing that she thinks is going wrong. And today I was just so fixated on is Fred okay? Is he breathing weird? He's always had a little snoring issue when he goes to sleep and when he's napping, but I've noticed that he sounded more congested, and I don't know if that's just my attention honing in on him because I already have anxiety about something being wrong.
Are these treats?
Yes, that's dry food.
Okay.
But I've been using them as treats for him to play fetch with. But it's just am I manifesting something wrong when there's actually nothing bothering him because I'm anxious and therefore I'm projecting something concrete to blame my anxiety on. So that's what's been kind of grabbing at me today. Gina, what's URI? Is this something that I have to worry about now?
He's dying!
Are you giving me concrete problems? What up, Bronx? Speaking of Bronx, I will be going to the Bronx on Monday, and I will be getting my first vaccine shot. It will be an hour and 40 minutes from me by public transit, and I will be there around 8 p.m. So if you're in that part of Bronx, I believe it's a postal office. It's a mass vaccination site. Holler at me. Maybe show me some places to grab some groceries from. If I'm going there and spending 2 hours, might as well buy some delicious treats for myself. Am I right?
Well, I'm getting vaccinated tomorrow because I'm better at it than
Yes, he's better at it than me. He's getting vaccinated tomorrow in Manhattan, where it is way closer. Nez, you're on the Upper East Side. Nez, this is into the Bronx. It's not South Bronx. It's properly mid Bronx. So it might be a bit away from the Upper East Side, but.
You sure this is all boneless?
I would use my hands.
Okay.
Just my clean fingers to gnash through it and break it up for him anyway.
Well, I'm glad I asked.
Yes, thank you. Nez, it's in my Instagram story, I think. It's 4006 3rd Avenue. Now everybody's gonna come looking for me in the Bronx. Welcome. Anyway, I'm not really feeling the bowl today. I don't know why. I think my anxiety is just really bad. I also drank too much red tea, and I made really strong red tea by accident, and it always sets me on edge. So instead, I am going to be reading an excerpt from Ellen Watts's The Wisdom of Insecurity, which is a book that my coworker Parker gifted me. She gifted this to me two Christmases ago. And this is the second chapter, Pain and Time. At times, almost all of us envy the animals. They suffer and die, but they do not seem to make a problem of it. Their lives seem to have so few complications. They eat when they are hungry, and they sleep when they are tired, and instinct, rather than anxiety, seems to govern their few preparations for the future. As far as we can judge, every animal is so busy with what he is doing at the moment that it never enters his head to ask whether life has a meaning or a future. For the animal, happiness consists in enjoying life in the immediate present, not in the assurance that there is a whole future of joys ahead of him. This is not just because the animal is a relatively insensitive clod. Often enough, his eyesight, his sense of hearing and smell are far more acute than ours, and one can hardly doubt that he enjoys his food and sleep immensely. Despite his acute senses, he has, however, a somewhat insensitive brain. It is more specialized than ours, for which reason he is a creature of habit. He is unable to reason and make abstractions, and has extremely limited powers of memory and prediction. Unquestionably, the sensitive human brain adds immeasurably to the richness of life, yet for this we pay dearly, because the increase in overall sensitivity makes us peculiarly vulnerable. One can be less vulnerable by becoming less sensitive, more of a stone and less of a man, and so less capable of enjoyment. Sensitivity requires a high degree of softness and fragility. Eyeballs, eardrums, taste buds, and nerve ends culminating in the highly delicate organism of the brain. These are not only soft and fragile, but also perishable. There seems to be no effective way of decreasing the delicacy and perishability of living tissue without also decreasing its vitality and sensitivity. If we are to have intense pleasures, we must also be liable to intense pains. The pleasure we love and the pain we hate, but it seems impossible to have the former without the latter. Indeed, it looks as if the two must in some way alternate, for continuous pleasure is a stimulus that must either pall or be increased. And the increase will either harden the sense buds with its friction or turn into pain. A consistent diet of rich food either destroys the appetite or makes one sick.
Not for me. I want a constant stream of rich food. Only the richest food for me, please.
This is a great book.
It is.
It lulls you into this pattern of joy and pain and trying to find either a balance or a complete wipeout of the two. And it kind of takes you out of the binary of trying to always maintain that positive, happy mode that society wants us to believe we can attain.
Tonight's stream is Book Report with June.
I think in times of extreme anxiety, this book has helped me a lot. And so I highly recommend it if you're feeling antsy. Anything by Alan Watts I feel like is very calming. There's a lot of YouTube videos of him narrating certain of his speeches, and
Round 2.
it's pretty great. Are you gonna eat round 2, little guy?
Hey, when he didn't finish his brekkie,
Yeah.
was it the first time you added significant salmon bits to it?
No,
Okay.
I didn't give him any salmon.
So, it wasn't any change in his food.
No.
Okay. Maybe he just wasn't hungry. I'm not very hungry for breakfast usually.
I did soak his first batch of food in a little more salmon broth, which had some fat in it. So maybe the fat really filled him up. It's possible. He's like...
Also, we know that cats don't like super fatty things. Like, that's why they don't like pork.
Maybe it was all me. Maybe it was all me.
Or he just wasn't that hungry at the time.
Guys, how are you all feeling? I have tried to calm myself down. I think that tea is still rushing through my veins. Really did myself a number there. Hi Voxify, I'm so glad this was randomly on your recommended.
Ooh, you're showing up on recommended tonight.
I am.
Do you guys think this stream is gonna pass Gangnam Style in views? Is Gangnam Style still the #1 most viewed video on YouTube?
I have no idea. I have no idea. Anxious and depressed. I hear ya. I hear ya. It's really weird when you have anxiety. The worst part of having anxiety is
You're
realizing.
Oh, for a few seconds you were.
The worst part of having anxiety is realizing that you have anxiety and then realizing that you shouldn't be having anxiety, and that in itself is like a biofeedback to like increase your level of anxiety, and then it just shoots through the roof and you're trying to ground yourself with all those grounding exercises. I'm on the floor, Nez, for this proper angle of being on the same plane as Fred, because I know that you guys are here for Fred, so. Tea drunk is a real thing. It's too much caffeine for me. Red tea is so caffeinated, and I made it so strong. I put like a 1/4 cup of tea leaves in 3 cups of water, and it was just too much. Congratulations, Jacquelina, on your 2nd COVID vaccine. Dell, so happy to hear that Miss Miranda is doing amazing. Fancy ramen. You don't think anyone can see you? I mean, I can see your text. Are your words you? That's debatable. Maybe you don't exist. Maybe none of us do. Wouldn't that be fun? Would you feel better or worse if we found out right now that none of us actually exist?
What if we're just like in the Matrix, bro?
What if it's even worse than the Matrix? What if we just are in a dream that seems to last a lifetime, but is actually just 2 seconds? Eliza, you would quit your job on the spot.
Thanks, Dwanza.
Now, Ko, it's not like you're in a coma. Like, you are literally non-existent. It's not like your body is asleep somewhere. I'm just saying, what if right now we just all were told and we all believe that we don't actually exist, and now we will disappear as soon as this image fades?
Everybody light up your greens for this talk. Light up the jazz grass.
Oh man, guys. Oh man. Sadistic chamber. You don't like my internet? Alright, fine. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of salad unless it's like got a lot of chickpeas in it, you know, and some mayo. Gotta love my mayo-based salads. Holly, I agree. I feel like if somebody told me that I didn't exist, I would have this big weight just lifted off, and I would kind of just evaporate into a airfield of contentment. You're smoking and you felt so weird today. Yeah. Everything's been weird. I feel like everyone at work was having some sort of issue today. I don't know if Mercury is in retrograde or some worse shit.
Is Mercury being in retrograde a good thing or a bad thing?
I don't know, and I really don't care. See, he's not finishing his food.
Yeah, he's eating 3/4 of the food we give him consistently now.
Are you okay, bud?
Maybe we're giving him too much food.
Guys, I'm worried. Are we giving him too much food? I feel like I just basically watered it down.
You have to remember that cats aren't like dogs that will just eat, any shit you put in front of their faces until they explode. Cats, I think naturally, can regulate their eating more.
Yeah.
So if we've just been giving him more than he needs in his diet, then he's, just naturally gonna eat less.
Kath, we've been live for about 15 minutes. All right, I'll give him some pats.
Don't bother him.
Okay, I won't.
He's keep going back to you.
All right.
How's everybody doing? Let me read some comments. Let's go over here. What do we got? Any hot takes in the chat tonight? Has he gained weight? We can't tell. We're not weighing him. You try putting a cat on a scale and keeping him there. but we would like to weigh him eventually. Aaron is right about cat's eat. Thank you, Lord DiFrancesco. I am correct about everything I say. Why is this in my recommended? What up, JR Music 5? I don't know. Don't ask us. Ask YouTube. We don't control YouTube recommended. If we did control YouTube recommended, then we would put ourselves there every single day. And I think everybody would. Yeah, email Sundar Pichai, or however you pronounce the Google CEO's name, to ask. It's exam season. Okay, good luck with that. What are you studying, Christina? Sadistic chamber, I subbed, so it wasn't a fault. I don't know what that means. You guys should do a cocktail night. Fuck, I'll have a cocktail right now. I'll do another one.
Kath, we haven't done the bowl. I read some Ellen Watts instead. I don't know. I haven't been feeling the bowl, and I feel like it's become a routine, and I've been feeling anxious all day, and sometimes when I repeat routines and it doesn't feel fulfilling to me, I don't want to go through the motions of something, because then I feel like, I don't know. I'm a little bit weird today.
June, cooking challenge.
Yeah, what's up?
You can use any ingredients in our house to make a
Yeah.
cocktail right now.
Okay.
So it's a pop quiz cooking
Well,
challenge.
I have my cat gloves on, so do you want to
Oh.
make it for me?
Yeah, you can tell me what to put in.
All right. Can you grab the rum
Okay.
and the banana liqueur?
Let's show people what we're using. This is Diplomatico. It is June's favorite rum. It's really good. What else?
The banana liqueur.
This is a pretty special thing. I don't know if you guys have ever had creme de banana. This is like a more upscale creme de banana that I don't think is exactly like other creme de bananas, in that it is, I believe, aged in cognac barrels. So it's a French one that's really nice. Yeah, what else?
Can I have some Baileys?
Some breadis. Some good breadis.
Nez, you want to use the Nez mug? Naughty girl.
There you go. You guys have seen this already in the previous stream. Off-brand Baileys. Because Baileys is crazy expensive. Have you guys ever noticed that? It's like $30, while this stuff is like 10 or 15.
15, yeah.
And it doesn't. I think we did a taste test once, and it pretty much tastes exactly the same.
Okay, grab one ice cube and put the ice cube in there first.
Okay. Is that the glass you want to use? Because if it's a cocktail, you can use
Sure,
any
you can use that glass.
appropriate glass.
The glass that I bought that he told me not to buy because we have too many glasses, and then he ends up using it every time for his cocktail.
June, just because if we have it in the house, I'll try to use it. That doesn't mean I wanted it originally.
Can you grab the vanilla extract, please?
Yes.
Bailey's doesn't have to be stored in the fridge. I just always like it cold, so.
Vanilla. Here we go. Okay.
All right, sir. Come on back. All right, you're gonna drop in
Invitation
about
again.
a half teaspoon of vanilla in there.
Okay, I'm gonna eyeball everything. Of course.
Eyeball everything. A half teaspoon, go a little scant.
A scant half teaspoon.
And a little more than that.
Okay, more. She
2
wants
drops
more.
more.
2 drops more.
Yeah,
This is hard.
that's it.
Okay.
Great. And then you're gonna go in with a tablespoon of banana liqueur. Redeemed 777. All right, we got some Bibles in the house. What up? What up?
What?
Yes, we got some gospel spillers. Love it. I didn't go to culinary school, no. Kath, this is imitation vanilla essence.
A tabes.
A taste of the banana liqueur, please, sir.
Okay.
All right.
Is that it?
That was good. That was
Okay.
good. All right, then you're gonna hit it with 2 shots of the Grandma Molotov.
Oh, this?
Yes.
Okay, I didn't. Grandma Molotov. Where did you come up with that? I somehow figured out you were talking about this.
Because that's what I described it as.
Okay.
Your chili bitters, your smoked chili bitters.
How many shakes?
2 drops.
2 drops.
Yes. 1. give it a shake. Give it a shake. There you
Okay.
go. Perfect.
It's not gonna taste. But okay.
What are bitters? They taste very strong, very potent, and slightly bitter. And this one is very smoky and very spicy. All right, you got that. All right, I want you to go in with a tablespoon of your single malt whiskey.
This is the Paris 5-year Irish single malt.
Hi, Jen. Welcome to your first live with me.
Okay.
Then you're gonna go in with 1 scant tablespoon of rum.
Rum.
I don't have bitters recommendations. Erin would be the person to ask. I don't really drink.
I pretty much only had.
That's it. That's it.
Okay.
1 scant tablespoon,
I don't-
my love.
I don't know. I'm eyeballing everything.
All right. Then you can go in with 2 scant tablespoons of your Brady's.
Okay. I'm not the person to ask about bitters. There's a great bitters bar in New York called Amor y Amargo.
That's it. That's it.
And everybody who is in New York ever should go there. It's on the Lower East Side. Look that up. Put it on your Google Maps. Get a tattoo of it. However you need to remember. Amor y Amargo.
All right. Now you're
I
gonna
hope
go.
they're still open.
Now you're gonna go over
Yeah.
to my baking rack, and you're
Mhm.
gonna take some dark brown sugar out.
Oh my god. Do you know I don't like sweet cocktails and you're doing this to me?
Yes.
Okay.
Fred wants some.
He's eating more
All right. Just let him hang.
and making a right mess of things.
That's fine. And you're just gonna put in a small half teaspoon, just like a little
Okay.
chunk.
Alright.
Not more than what you would want to eat straight in one bite.
Well, I actually like brown sugar.
I learned how to cook through a series of disgusting experiments at home, but also working in professional kitchens for 4.5 years,
Yes.
not having gone to culinary school
So she did have to make good food at one point.
at one point. But it was mostly just following people's instructions and listening to chefs and being a human robot, being paid minimum wage,
Okay.
working terrible hours. That's it, chef. You're gonna take a little stir of your choice, and you're gonna come over to the camera and give the people a nice up-close stir shot.
Does this need a sprig of mint to make it presentable? Do we have mint?
I don't have mint. I have basil if you want.
I have it. I don't know if I don't change the taste too much for you.
Rock sugar. I don't know if you can use rock sugar in
We
any of the
literally
ways.
have these that are probably going to sit in our house forever until we move and
That's
decide to
fine.
throw them out then.
Let's
But I'm not
just-
going to have it.
Great.
That's the only rock sugar we have.
We don't have Grand Marnier. So sad. When does Fred go back to the vet? After he finishes this cycle of med, we're gonna get back in touch with the people at the agency. We're still in touch with them, but they're a little bit overwhelmed right now. It's cat season apparently, so I'm sure they're rescuing a lot of kitties.
What is cat season?
I think it's
The
when
spring?
they are just like reproducing, probably.
Oh,
They have to trap a lot of mama cats with
Okay.
baby cats. This is very lovely sound. I love this sound. All right, sir.
okay. I'm going to try this concoction.
Can I have the spoon? Can you give me the spoon in my mouth?
Yeah. How is it? How bad is it?
I love it.
Oh, nice. Oh, that's not so bad. Yeah, that's really good. What was that? I thought you farted or something, but it was him just going.
Hi, Fred.
He's eating very slowly. He keeps going back every once. He might be done now, because he's leaving. No, he's on your desk or chair now.
We
Yeah.
can save the food. It's a lot of food. What does it taste like? I have gloves on because our cat has ringworm.
It honestly, I think the Bailey's is the predominant flavor here.
Yum.
It's basically Bailey's and whiskey, which is good.
It tastes a little bit like spiked banana pudding creme brulee.
Yeah, You describe things well.
It tastes delicious.
It's not my scene because it's sweet, and I'm a smoky, dark cocktail flavor guy.
Put in more spice.
No.
No, do it. 2 shots more.
Okay, we'll do.
2 shots more spice. Fred isn't a grazer. I've left food out for like hours before, and he never really comes back.
He
So
eats in one. He eats in one time setting. What is the word?
I am
Block.
lifted, guys.
You're feeling lifted,
that
gifted,
warmth just is
higher than the ceiling.
crawling up and scurrying around my temples, and it's curling against my tongue, and it's grazing against my eyelids, and I am warm on my forehead.
June gets drunk off of literally baby, infant levels of alcohol. Tell them about your knee hurting story. How much alcohol did you drink that one time?
Not that much.
Yeah. June had like half a beer, not even a very high alcohol beer, and it somehow ruined her knee for the night. And she didn't even like bang it or like trip on anything. It just suddenly gave her knee pain out of nowhere.
This drink would be good for boozy boba. Absolutely. Plop some tapioca pearls in here. Delicious. I could also see soaking a little bit of like a almond flour based cake with it.
I'm gonna leave what's on his plate, but I will clean the floor. I got it.
Yes. You want to put it back in this little cuppy? What's on the plate?
Just let's leave it there for now.
Aaron wants to throw it out.
I will throw it. I'm not reusing food. That's already been out and that he's licked a lot. That's gross, June. We treat our cat right. We don't give him gross food. Also, did you notice he might have just eaten around
The salmon?
Yeah.
But he liked the salmon yesterday. Maybe it is too fatty.
Yeah.
Oh guys, oh guys, oh guys. So
This is white vinegar, and I'm not spraying it on his food before anybody asks. I'm not spraying Windex on his food.
I don't really want to cook anything tonight. I've already eaten. So I had like 28 jars of peanut butter. I gave some away to friends, but I still had like a good 20 jars of peanut butter, and I've solidly eaten through about 60% of those jars over the last 2 weeks. My anxiety has been climbing. My depression has been creeping back. I thought I was making progress for a week, but I don't know. I don't know what's been happening. I'm sure the noise outside isn't helping, and I'm sure just the general anxiety of like vaccines and COVID cases on the rise again because people are being dumb. And also incompetent governments who don't have a system in place for making the vaccine rollout orderly. It's truly ridiculous how complicated it's been to try to get an appointment. I've had like 5 different coworkers try to help me out. I've had Aaron give me advice. I've had Aaron's friends give me advice. I've had strangers on Instagram reaching out saying, hey, have you tried this? Have you tried that? And it's just crazy that we don't have a city or state government who has one system in place that lets you sign up, that prioritizes you in terms of your, health and background, that puts you on a wait list if there's no current shots available. Instead, what you have to do is call a hotline over and over again, or click refresh on a page over and over again, or use a third-party aggregate website that's been set up to cull all of the canceled appointments so that you can jump on it and then be disappointed dozens of times, hundreds of times, because everybody else is also literally trying to grab those same cancellations. It's been truly ridiculous, and I cried during a meeting today because I was like, guys, it's like a full-time job trying to get an appointment for a vaccine for a pandemic that has been going on for a year, that has killed 1 million people in the States.
Half a million, more than that.
I don't know how many people it's killed.
At least 20.
At least 20. At some point, the numbers just didn't seem real anymore, so I just didn't even pay attention to it because nothing seems real anymore, right?
No, you can't have one single unified government system. That'd be communism, brother. Can't have one single unified government system where you have to go through to get your vaccine. That'd be socialism, brother. Nuh-uh. Not America.
It's
Anyways.
So I've been feeling just on edge all fucking day because it's truly unimaginable that our government works worse than elementary school level sticker charts.
Did you see waffles and mochi? Did you like it?
What?
What is that?
waffles and mochi?
I don't know.
I'm not sure what waffles and mochis are. Somebody likes your Texas accent.
Yeah, it's terrible trying to get an appointment for a vaccine. Should be way better. It's disorganized. Vaccine distribution should work like how graphics card distribution should work. Are there any gamers in chat? Do you know how hard it is to get a GPU? It should just be like a wait list, a single unified wait list, like per retailer. And then everybody gets on it, and when it's your turn, you get it. And you don't need to worry about it. You don't need to keep checking, getting Amazon bots and Newegg bots to do it for you. Or vaccine bots like a lot of people have been doing.
If you guys watch Delish videos, you know who Chelsea is. And when she saw me break down in our meeting, she was like, you take a break from filming, take the rest of the day off, and like take care of this, and stay on the phone, no matter how long they made you hold for, and just get an appointment. And in my head, I was like, that sounds great, Chelsea. But also, this work is still gonna be here when I come back from taking the rest of the day off, and the noise will still be here.
You have good mods, June. I'm not even gonna hint or say.
Thank you, mods. Then don't go away.
I'm
Thank you
just
so
saying,
much,
thank you, mods.
But it's truly infuriating that all of us, all individuals, have to take on this additional obligation to avoid getting a virus because we have incompetent systems that are completely scattered and decentralized. I went on this rant for 10 minutes with Aaron earlier today about why does it have to be my obligation to take off time from work and hold on my duties when there should be a system in place for all of this. Very frustrating, guys. I don't know. I just don't know. Is it really that hard to pull together one system to roll out vaccines? Why is it so hard to vote? Why can we not vote by mail in the middle of a pandemic everywhere in the country? Why are there roadblocks everywhere? And of course this isn't news. It's existed for decades and centuries, but crazy. Anyway, this brings me back to, if you haven't seen the documentary Can't Get You Out of My Head, highly recommend, because it's truly just a clusterfuck of the same shitty spiral over and over and over again. The same way that we go through financial ups and downs and, bear markets and what's the other market? Bull markets. Just the constant up and down is, I guess it's like the shitty human species version of seasons. Except we just never make any progress, it seems. I think we're getting lots of trolls because we were probably on people's explore page. With great fame comes great pain. So I'm so sorry.
I'm gonna refresh the page.
Okay, I'm so sorry, mods, that you are doing the heavy lifting tonight, but thank you so much for being here, and let me know if anybody else wants to be a mod.
It wasn't refreshing for some reason.
We can always use more mods to get the trolls out. I don't know, Brainstorm HQ. Is Explore just trending? I'm a total YouTube noob. I'm just here to read Alan Watts to people and to show people my cat eating.
And make questionable but delicious cocktails.
And make some sweet cocktails that Aaron hate, and
I don't hate it, it's just not my style. But I will drink it because it's boozy.
What's he drinking? We made the cocktail earlier. It's a mix of rum, Scotch whiskey, banana liqueur, Bailey, Irish whiskey, some spicy smoked chili bitters, an ice cube, a little bit of vanilla extract, and dark brown sugar. Janes, I love you trolling. It's not cat's piss, but maybe I should drink some. Do you want me to do a tasting menu of cat piss?
June, you gotta handle trolls better. You just gotta say yes. Just say yes and move on.
I can't help myself.
Okay.
Thank you, Janes. Maybe on a future episode we will. Thanks for dropping by and blessing us with your
I will drink cat piss for money.
What should we do next, guys? You guys can give me ideas.
Remember YouTube before they implemented that Reddit style system of comments where the most upvoted ones show up at the top?
No.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and you would scroll down to the video comments and you would only see just like the most brain dead shit in comments. You know, just like, because I think it would just sort by most recent because they didn't have a system of like filtering it. And everybody, YouTube comments were like an internet joke for the longest time. Like, you know, literally the worst place on the internet was YouTube comments. And then they implemented the Reddit system where the upvoted ones showed up. And it's so much better.
Are you hungry?
I actually enjoy reading YouTube comments now because usually the top most upvoted ones are usually pretty funny. But-
Guys, it's Tuesday. Aaron went to Indo-Java, which is the Indonesian grocery store around us. He got a box of food and he saved me a serving because I was just too anxious to eat it. But we have some nice fried shrimpies here, like whole shrimp and fried stuff. It's obviously cold now, but I think it still looks quite delicious. Thank you for saving me this.
Yeah. I always make sure to save you a good amount of the window job.
The shrimp is somehow still juicy after being fried and fridged. And then we have some rice that's been soaking in chayote curry.
Lily likes your top. Tell us about it.
This top comes to you courtesy of my mother's shopping.
Who are you wearing?
I'm wearing like clearance aisle from TJ Maxx or Marshalls. I don't know. I'm wearing it backwards. This is actually supposed to be the front, but I like to wear my shirts backwards because I like having like a high neckline. But song recommendations. I have a lot of Spotify playlists, but I can't think of any. Have you heard Jungle's new song? Very groovy. The music video is pretty cool with a lot of good choreography. Coconut. Is it coconut curry?
It is a chayote curry, which is either, I guess they're experimenting with ingredients, or maybe chayote is a common Indonesian ingredient and we just know it by the
Mexican.
yeah by the
It's a Mexican produce, right?
yeah. I don't know, but it was good.
I feel like chayote is known as Buddha's hand in Chinese, or closed fist melon in Chinese. I can't remember which one. I feel like my mom cooked me this growing up in stir fries and I always hated it because it always tasted so weird, like cooked cucumbers.
Do you have a playlist you can share?
If you go on my Instagram, Thank 9 Stars, in my story collections in the highlights, I have a lot of songs linked. And in the latest one, it might be Heartbeats 6, I have one playlist linked called Fingers and Lips, and I posted that for Valentine's Day. And if you click into that playlist and then you click into my username on Spotify, you can probably see all of my playlists, which are public for the
Let's
most
see what Frederick's doing.
Fredo?
He's just hanging out on the chair here. Should I try to move the chair in? See if he wants to hang out with us?
My Instagram handle
He
is
came
my
in.
Chinese name.
From me just looking at him.
Thank 9 Stars is my Chinese name, literally translated. Morrissey, I haven't listened much to. At all, actually. What is this, Aaron? Is this chicken?
Morrissey is more my zone because it's not from the past 2 years, so June has never heard of it. It's chicken, yeah.
Mmm. We got a nice marinated egg. I don't know if it's a succulent, guys. I'm not sure of the botany of chayote. I made some Taiwanese popcorn chicken today, and this is like a spice mix that I had. I'm just gonna pop some in here. Do you want some 5 spice powder in your drink?
Not that adventurous tonight.
Ooh, Joanna, you asked the right questions. Convenience store snacks. I love garden salsa sun chips. Absolutely divine. The hint of lime Tostitos amazing. What are your favorites?
Takis.
Takis. Does your 7-Eleven carry Takis?
Remember, I went to Fort Lauderdale and no restaurant was open, and I had a dinner of basically Takis, Muddy Buddies, and tuna on crackers. That was probably the best dinner of my life.
I should do a budget eats with no hot
It
peppers.
was better than La Bernardin.
Speaking of hot peppers, I think because of my anxiety and also I was filming the Taiwanese fried chicken video today at home and I kept having to rinse my hands in between handling raw chicken and clicking on my camera, that my hands have started splitting again, which of course adds to my anxiety because Fred still has ringworm and open sores on my hands mean I'm more susceptible to getting transference of that ringworm, and it's just like anxiety layered on top of anxiety, guys. It's great. Love it.
I'll spare you needing to watch the budget week with no chilies video, and I'll just give you my commentary now. It's good, it's well made, it's creative, but it would have been a lot better with chilies. 6.5 out of 10.
There you have it, folks.
That's the whole week.
There you have it. I hope I don't get ringworm either. Aaron, thanks for hanging out.
Yeah.
I enjoy having you here.
Oh, right. It wasn't the God, how do you know more? That's kind of creepy.
What?
I don't know. It's not.
What?
I don't blame you for following me. Somebody was
What?
like, it wasn't Takis. You had the Doritos version of Takis, and you're right. Tease humans. You actually do know more about my life than I do. That's kind of weird. But how do you remember that?
Are you in love with him?
How do you remember literally
You can have it.
one story slide I posted? Oh no, I also made an Insta post about it, so that's a little bit more memorable. But yes,
Is my water?
it was Doritos Dinamita, I think, is what it was called.
Hi, Freddie. Do you think we should move a chair in here? Do you think he would like to sit on a chair?
That's what I was gonna do. Yeah. Do you want to take this and then do? Do you think he'll let me move the chair with him on it?
No.
No, he won't. Didn't even try and he jumped off.
Fred.
There.
I don't think he's gonna come in.
Probably not. But we'll see.
And then we have some cellophane noodles. I love these little vermicelli nudes. Aaron's not a fan of the rice nudes, but I am.
They're fine in this one. Your lighting got kind of weird, says Nesmond.
I don't really have my shit together today, or any day really. I know my lighting looks way better when I have the overhead on the kitchen light on, but at night I really don't like overhead bright lights, so I just like to keep it low quality for you folks while I chill in my atmospheric lighting.
June streams most nights now, but not every night.
Right.
With no set schedule, but usually in the evening.
Yeah. It's usually when I'm like trying to get calmed down before bed. It's a good way for me to be like, June, you have a live going at 9, so get showered before then so that you don't wait until it's 12:30 a.m. and you're still disgusting and dirty, and then you're too depressed and tired to go get showered, so you just keep waiting until it's later, and then you get more depressed, more gross, and more sleepy. And then finally, at 2:12 a.m., you're like, shit, I have to go shower because I should go to sleep because tomorrow's another day of work that I don't really want to do. Trying to film stuff during all of the noise. So that's usually how my brain works. So you guys are here to give me some regimen and routine into my lives, and I use this opportunity to be like, get in the shower before you're too tired to move.
If you think the flight to Florida was the best flight I've ever taken, you clearly are not a true follower of my Insta. It was jet blue, and I didn't take my mask off for the whole thing, so I didn't even attempt to try any booze on it. The tattoo is from a guy named James Lau in Hong Kong, my favorite tattoo artist. I saw his work on Insta, and by coincidence, we were going to Hong Kong a few months later, so I set up an appointment and made June sit there for 2 hours while I got it and acted like a little baby the entire time.
Well, he got it on his wrist, which is one of the most painful
Because
parts.
inside wrist tattoos are really painful. And it doesn't mean anything. I didn't even pick the design. I just let him do the design on his own.
Trish, I don't really feel like knocking the bowl tonight. The tone hasn't been sitting clear with me. It doesn't really clear me out anymore, so I feel like we need to switch it up a bit. You know, maybe let's see. In moments of great joy, we do not, as a rule, stop to think, I am happy, or this is joy. Ordinarily, we do not pause to think thoughts of this kind until the joy is past its peak, or unless there is some anxiety that will go away. At such times, we are so aware of the moment that no attempt is made to compare its experience with other experiences. For this reason, we do not name it. For names which are not mere exclamations are based on comparisons. Joy is distinguished from sorrow by contrast, by comparing one state of mind with the other. Had we never known joy, it would be impossible to identify sorrow as sorrow. But in reality, we cannot compare joy with sorrow. Comparison is only possible by the very rapid alternation of two states of mind, and you cannot switch back and forth between the genuine feelings of joy and sorrow as you can switch your eyes between a cat and a dog. Sorrow can only be compared with the memory of joy, which is not at all the same thing as joy itself. We suffer from the delusion that the entire universe is held in order by the categories of human thought, fearing that if we do not hold to them with the utmost tenacity, everything will vanish into chaos. We must repeat. Memory, thought, language, and logic are essential to human life. They are one half of sanity. But a person, a society, which is only half sane, is insane. To look at life without words is not to lose the ability to form words, to think, remember, and plan. To be silent is not to lose your tongue. On the contrary, it is only through silence that one can discover something new to talk about. One who talked incessantly, without stopping to look and listen, would repeat himself ad nauseum.
Aaron, dance your name in the background of this reading? What does that mean? Dance my name? Clarify yourself, Mod Dawn. Just got an ad for Super Glue on YouTube? Are you getting ads now?
Yeah, I monetized this video.
Oh shit, yeah, you guys are making us cash money.
Guys, I finally got my account verified on AdSense, but like none of the funds are showing, so I'm constantly back and forth with YouTube support being like, where's my money? My viewers gave me money and I want it now.
Did your PIN code still not work?
My PIN code didn't work, but it got completed and connected through YouTube support email response.
Dawn says like the Waldorf school. I don't know what that means. Do you know what Waldorf school dancing is?
Nope.
You're speaking another language to me, Dawn. I'm just too dumb to understand anything you're saying. Interpretive dance. Nobody wants to see me dance, and nobody wants to hear me sing either. Did I say hear me dance? I don't remember. That was a good cocktail, June. Thank you. Mm-hmm. My favorite video game is Majora's Mask.
The question, what shall we do about it, is only asked by those who do not understand the problem. If a problem can be solved at all, to understand it and to know what to do about it are the same thing. On the other hand, doing something about a problem which you do not understand is like trying to clear away darkness by thrusting it aside with your hands. When light is brought, the darkness vanishes at once. This applies particularly to the problem now before us. How are we to heal the split between I and me, the brain and the body, man and nature, and bring all the vicious circles which it produces to an end? How are we to experience life as something other than a honey trap in which we are the struggling flies? How are we to find security and peace of mind in a world whose very nature is insecurity, impermanence, and unceasing change? Fred also agrees.
I don't know if you heard that.
All these questions demand a method and a course of action. At the same time, all of them show that the problem has not been understood. We do not need action yet. We need more light. Light here means awareness. To be aware of life, of experience as it is at this moment, without any judgments or ideas about it. In other words, you have to see and feel what you are experiencing as it is, and not as it is named.
Jasmine asks, what do you do? What are other things you do to distract and redirect from your anxiety or depression? I just want to talk real quick about how the idea of distracting or redirecting and avoiding anxiety or depression, I think, is probably counterproductive, because these are things that you're feeling and are real inside you, and trying to shove them away or divert your attention from them doesn't really address them. It just, like you said, it sort of distracts, which might help for a time being, but it's still there. And there's no easy answers to anxiety or depression. Obviously, these are, in many people, very serious medical conditions that require things like therapy, maybe even drugs. But just distracting yourself, or hoping that you can do enough things that push it out of your mind long enough, I don't think is a really long-term viable solution. In a lot of cases can make it worse. So as the book is talking about, acceptance is really important, and just accepting that you do feel these things, and there he goes, he's doing the chair, and accepting that them as a genuine part of yourself, and learning how to live with them within peace. Accepting them and not like dwelling in them, but moving on, and letting them be a part of you peacefully. If that made any sense.
I think my worst actions really is when I'm feeling anxious and stressed. I try to distract myself by eating, and then I kind of spiral into this behavior of like emotionally binging to try to numb myself to my actual psychological pain, which never works and always makes it worse. Sometimes if you feel like freaking out and crying, I just have to cry. And at some point, if I can, I try to focus on my breath. Hi, Fred. You okay, bud? Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
He seems bored. He seems like he's trying to look for something to do. He was looking up the counter, like trying to figure out if he could jump up here. I'm gonna move his little smaller cat house over here.
Okay. Lately, I've gotten to that point where if I break down crying, at some point, I almost start meditating on the experience and the sensation of crying. Like, I pay attention to how hot my tears can be. I try to sense the warmth and the movement as it rolls down my cheek, and just kind of being grounded in my body and kind of paying attention to those small sensations across my body almost detaches me from my ego in a lot of ways, and it kind of makes me dissociate, but in a nice way, not in a terrifying way. It kind of just makes me feel like there was this very powerful imagery that I was introduced to in one of the very few meditation workshops I had to participate in as a social worker, and it was just this image of imagining yourself as a weighty pebble that's plopped into water, and you're slowly making your way down to the bottom of the bed stream. And you're just slowly traveling and sinking.
Tilt the camera down.
And you come to rest on the bank. And in that process, I feel like my brain kind of just settles into sediment, and it's very calming. So you do what works for you. I think different things work for different people. But that's always been a very powerful image for me to try to project onto. Hi, Fred. How are you, buddy? You checking me out? How's my butt look? Oh, not impressed with my butt. Hi, Indonesia. This is delicious. It's a little bit salty, but I love it. The flavors never disappoint at Indo-Java. Cold, hot, leftover, or fresh. And the ladies there are always so nice.
Do you want to try the comb there?
The wet comb?
Yeah.
Do you want pets, Fred? You do? What do we got in terms of questions, Aaron?
None right now. Oh, have you always struggled with anxiety or depression?
I think depression, I struggled for, I don't know. I feel like anxiety and depression have always been here, but I've definitely struggled worse in the last 5 to 6 years. Where's your ointment? Where's your ointment, my love? Here it is. It's definitely gotten worse, and I think, I don't know, man, sometimes naming the devil almost makes him more powerful. Ever since I started identifying with having anxiety, anxiety has always been worse, and I think that's the nature of anxiety, is when you realize you're having anxiety, and you realize that it's not something that's positive, you start kind of going down this negative cycle of like, oh shit, I shouldn't have anxiety. Now I have anxiety, what do I do? And that triggers anxiety in its own. It's the weirdest shit.
Right. I am absolutely not a medical denier in the sense that obviously generalized anxiety disorder and depressive syndrome, or whatever it's called, are definitely real medical conditions. However, I do think there is a risk in, identifying with the disease too strongly, in the sense that if you tell yourself, oh, I'm a depressed person, all I can ever be is depressed or anxious, and you make that a part of your personality and identity, then whether consciously or not, or intentionally or not, I think that can, certainly make it stronger. Basically, I think the important thing is to not really attach anything as a permanent aspect of your identity, because everything in the world, including you, are constantly in flux and changing, and so latching on to any particular aspect of your personality or mental state or anything really about you and trying to hold on to that is an illusion in a sense, because it's creating something that's not actually there. Yeah, if you give it a name, it means you're going to keep it. Sort of like,
Fred.
yeah, like Fred. Fred has a name, so we're going to keep him. But again, I'm not denying the reality of these things being genuine mental illnesses and genuine diseases that need genuine treatment if you actually do have them. I'm just saying that becoming overly attached to them as an aspect of your identity can be dangerous in and of itself.
What's going on in the chats?
I don't know.
Read it out, Aaron.
For me, realizing what I was feeling was anxiety. For me, realizing what I was feeling was anxiety was helpful. Helped me to understand what I was feeling, how to confront, accept, and handle it. Yes, absolutely. Like, I went through a phase where I convinced myself, because of a serious anxiety disorder, that I had certain medical ailments. And once I accepted that it was actually anxiety I was feeling, and something like generalized anxiety disorder, then I was able to start letting go of the constant worry of the medical symptoms that I was giving myself, because I at least intellectually recognized that it was anxiety. But still, it's hard to drop the negative recurring thoughts, even if you do accept anxiety as the cause of them. The overwhelming sounds of hearing everyone's medical history around me, the buzzing staff, and being in a pre-op room with over 20 patients separated by curtains caused Alicia's anxiety to be very high today. Yeah, working in a hospital sounds wild, especially during COVID time. I once thought about going to a hospital for a COVID test, one in Queens, and there was like a line out the door, and I saw people being wheeled out on oxygen, who I assume were COVID patients, and I pieced the fuck out of there immediately. I wouldn't even step foot in a hospital. I don't know how you guys actually work in them on a daily basis. That's wild. Zoom in on Fred Scritches. Yeah, I am blocking them. Sorry. And kicking the leg. I can try.
You can just push it forward.
Let me take the camera off.
No, you can just push the tripod forward.
Okay.
There's, 3 pivot points. Yep. And then you can point it downwards. Except your fingers blocking. There you go.
Oh,
Just point it
raised
down.
up on it.
Oh, alright.
I guess I'm holding it, people.
You can just remove the phone.
Yeah.
Hi, Fred. You're on camera. The people love you. Yes. How's your arm, Aaron?
It's fine for now. you want me to let me know if you want me to squeeze Lotrimin on your hands?
I have a lot of fur on my hands. You have a lot of fur, buddy. Yes, let's squeeze some Lotrimin.
Where is it?
Right there.
Okay.
Hi. Hi. You got ringworm, baby. Can we hear his little purr? Come closer, Aaron.
Probably not, since I can't even hear it.
Just get it right up in there.
I have no idea if he's in frame now. I
He
can't see.
is.
Okay.
Fred. It's all your fur, bud.
I'll mount this again. Or try to.
You can just take the phone off and just lean it up against the loaf pan. Experimental camera angle.
Yes, this is some Good Eats camera work right here. Those Dutch angles, is that what they were called?
I don't think he likes the salmon.
No, doesn't seem that way. You just might need some getting used to. You're not failing at this.
Alright, I'll come.
Right? I might have it.
Nope.
Nope.
I'll come. Can you leave it? Leave it.
Okay.
Thank you. Close up of me, guys.
I'm gonna clean this off because he's definitely done.
Okay.
What? You still on it? You looked at it like as if I was like, what?
Here. I think he wants some water.
He was like, why'd you take it away?
Can I have his little...
Wait, let him eat if he's eating. Nope.
You want some water? Is that what's wrong? Did Aaron not break it up for you enough? He's eating. Fred loves the juice and the water that we put in his food. He always licks the water first, and then he's left with more food on the plate, and sometimes I just drizzle in a little bit more warm water for him. I've seen him drink on a couple of occasions. Hi, Joy.
You think that just wasn't wet enough for him?
Hi, Karina. Yeah, I think he just wanted a little bit more water. He really likes his slop. I mean, guys, he has 3 teeth left. I am missing a tooth, and I can't imagine if I only had 3 teeth left, what I would eat. I would probably just eat peanut butter and bananas all day, which is basically what I eat now, but like I would enjoy it so much more, I guess. So,
Then you should just get all your teeth removed. just be so all gummy. Just nothing but gums.
Here to make your day as easy as saying someone's name. Happy to be here. Fred, Joy says hi. Are you gonna say hi? Yeah, feline mush mukbang for sure. Yeah. I need to break up the food for him a little more. Maybe tomorrow I food process it. He can't chew, Aaron. That's the problem.
Wang Shan Hao, hi Joy. Does Fred like bum pats? Do you ever
Yes.
pat his butt?
He only likes bum pats when I'm also patting his head. It has to be simultaneous. Are you comfortable, Aaron?
I'm fine, just trying to get out of the way.
Oh, come be in the way. You can go over there.
I don't want to be in the way now. I want to be off camera. I don't want the gaze.
Cool Chris is
panopticon.
cool. Chris, you are very cool, sir. The weather, I don't know, I haven't been out. I have not been out at all today. It's been it's a sad existence right now. You're welcome, Chris. I hope it made your minute a little bit happier. Oh, Freddie. What's the YouTube gaze?
I was saying I didn't want their gaze.
Oh, I
The
see.
panopticon.
It is very dark outside my window. I see 3 lights in someone's front yard. I see a pair of car headlights streaming down a parked car's flank. The car just passed, and now it is pretty stagnant. The more I stare into the streets, the brighter they become. No light has shifted, but only my perception.
I assume you're asking me to sing Chug Jug with you because there is a greater chance of finding life on Mars than June knowing what Chug Jug with you is.
I don't know what Chug Jug is. Sorry to disappoint you all. Yeah, we're hoping that patch clears up a little bit and the fur grows back. We're trying to keep an eye on it. I don't know if you can hear Fred eating. It's kind of soothing to me.
It's all.
It's not that bad. Wow. What book are you reading, Karen? Seriously, Fred ASMR. I just stared at him like a creep today while he napped, and then he woke up and he saw me staring at him and he was like, "What the fuck are you doing, human?" And I was like, "Being a creep, sorry. You're really the only thing in my life that's worth looking at right now." And Aaron, sometimes.
Oh, thanks. June, you're very
Chuggy
eloquent.
Juggy walking down the street.
June is very articulate when it comes to food. And her feelings. I think those are the 2 topics. you're
Hi,
very articulate
Astro
about.
Ranger. I have lots of feelings. Yes, I have lots of feelings.
Have you guys ever had a feeling? Have you ever had a feeling posted in chat? Yeah, I guess the liquid is the secret. How about
I
breakfast?
need to mash it up.
Was breakfast not watery enough? by
It
the end?
was. It
Okay,
was
so
water.
he just must have not been hungry.
What are feelings? Feelings are unnecessary attachments that we like to identify ourselves by, but really they pass through us and we are pretty much empty if we allow ourselves to be. I believe I am an INFJ the last time I took it. Sometimes I flip.
Myers-Briggs is astrology for people who don't care about astrology.
I think Fred has feelings sometimes. They're more like, why am I so itchy? And, ugh, I don't know if I like this food. Let me just spit it on the ground and hope she cleans it up. I'm really not good at I can't even say it. I can't compartmentalize at all. Are you done, Freddie? Are you really done this time? You sure you're done? Fred, you ate all of it. I'm so proud of you. Yay.
My feeling about Myers-Briggs is the same as my feeling about attaching labels to yourself, in the sense of being a depressed person or being an anxious person. If you take one of these tests and find that it tells you you're TPJEL or whatever the hell, and you look up what that means, and you identify with that, there's a much stronger chance you're going to continue acting in the way that those personality categories define. I'm not saying that it doesn't have any merit in defining tendencies of people, but again, people and the whole world and individuals are also constantly in flux and constantly changing. And we are basically like different people at different times depending on our moods and depending on our social settings and everything else. That it's really hard to reduce the sum total of a single person's behavior to a single label that can define their personality. Even though I agree that it probably is okay for outlining tendencies of people. That's why I say it's similar to astrology. Because, if you say you're, say, an Aries, and you look up what it means to be an Aries, then you might, find yourself acting in ways stereotypical to Aries is, unlike if you had, looked up what that definition was. I know that's not how depression works. I'm not saying, as I've clarified previously on the stream, I'm not saying depression isn't real and I'm not saying that depression is just a fake label you put on yourself that makes you feel that way.
I also think there are different depression manifestations. I don't think everyone experiences depression the same way, and I feel like for sure there are different kinds of depression too. And so in addition to variations in terms of different types of depression, there's also different individual perceptions and experiences of depression.
Right. So, to make it absolutely clear, I'm not negating the existence of depression. I completely agree that it is a genuine medical disorder that is, manifested in the physical reality of someone's brain. I'm just cautioning against people's tendency to over-identify with certain labels of themselves. And yeah, it's basically a BuzzFeed quiz, is Myers-Briggs. It's like, it's sort of like the most thorough / scientific, I honestly don't even know if it's that scientific version of, like what troll doll are you, or, what flavor of ice cream are you. It's basically just the ultimate version of that. You can say Myers-Briggs is research-based, and very well might be, but it's also true that psychological research and psychiatric research is constantly changing, and there's a modern crisis in psychological research where, as you might have heard about, it's called the Reproducibility Crisis, where so many like classic psychological experiments that have been done throughout the years have been retested in recent years, and for a lot of them, it's been impossible for scientists to actually reproduce the results that were found in the original ones. I'm not saying that psychology and psychiatry in general have no merit. Certainly, they try to base themselves on scientific principles, but the reproducibility crisis in psychology is a real thing. Yeah. I'm not trying to completely invalidate Myers-Briggs as being, nonsense. It very well could have some merit. I'm just trying to talk about how, over-identification with labels in general can be dangerous.
But guys, you know what? The most accurate personality test I've ever taken is the Enneagram.
I don't know what that is.
The Enneagram separates you into 9 types, and they're all numbers, 1 through 9. I think I'm a type 4, wing 3, and when I read the description, at least on the quiz site that I took, of what type 4 wing 3s are, I was like, how do you know this about me? How do you know this about me? How do you know this about me, friend? How? Ooh, you're purring.
I think people in general, especially in the modern era, have an obsession with categorizing themselves and finding labels to identify their innate, behavior and personality, when really, as books like this are trying to tell us, is you should really let yourself be natural and from moment to moment, and react essentially spontaneously to things, and not try to base your feelings and reactions towards external situations on pre-existing labels that you've assigned yourself and how you should act, but just let yourself be naturally in the moment.
But also the way that you're dictating how to naturally be in the moment is a dictation of what you should be doing. So be careful of that.
Very good point, June. Yeah.
Literally just do whatever makes you least miserable.
I'm not saying don't, if you want to base your entire personality.
What are you doing? Do you want to play? Are you playing with me? Guys, just do whatever the fuck you want.
Yeah, exactly.
Literally do whatever the fuck you want.
If you want to base your entire personality on your Myers-Briggs thing, or your astrological sign, or what is your test that you did, June?
Enneagram.
Your Enneagram, or anything, then go for it. I don't care. You can base your personality and your actions on whatever you want. I'm just saying that it seems like in this modern era, so many people are intentionally seeking out labels to ascribe to themselves. And if you want to define yourself based on those pre-existing labels, you can. I just think
labels are safe, Aaron.
Right.
People just want to feel safe. They want to feel seen. They want to feel identified. They want to know who they are, because there's so much uncertainty in the world, and it's fucking terrifying. So if this personality test is the one thing that gives you stability, and is the one thing that is grounding you right now, and is the one thing that makes you feel like you exist,
Yeah.
then do it.
Yeah, for sure. I'm not saying don't do it. I'm just saying, I'm just talking about it in the general sense of the idea.
Yes.
I
feel like always you've been the person who has been very anti-identity quiz. Like, you're very adverse to it, and I also feel like strong aversion to something is also a sign of insecurity,
Right. Maybe I should label and identify my personality as guy who has aversions to identifying his personality.
I'm just saying, the most homophobic people are sometimes closeted freaks. They're I'm just saying, do whatever you want, be whoever you want, and let the other people do whatever and be whoever they want. That's it.
Yeah, for sure.
Hi, do you like this? Do you like my service, Your Highness? Do you? Do you like how your tail swished out all of our dust bunnies from underneath the fridge? You're like a free Swiffer. An organic Swiffer, you. Yeah.
Yeah, Krista, I have absolutely no problem with psychology as trying to treat, genuine disorders like ADHD, anxiety, GAD, depression, all that stuff. That's great if people feel, terrible and find, a reason to explain why they're feeling terrible and get treatment for that.
What did I do?
I'm not talking about, in a negative sense when it comes to actually treating medical conditions. I don't have a favorite t-shirt. I have a t-shirt that I got from Uniqlo like over a decade ago in college. God, is it that long? Yeah, it has been over a decade since college.
Alright, no more pets.
That was like the Pac-Man ghost.
Oh yeah, I love that shirt.
Yeah, that is a great shirt. But like the armpits got stained from like deodorant use over the years, and it's really hard. If you guys know how to get deodorant stains out of black clothes, let me know. Because I tried white vinegar and baking soda, which I read online was supposed to help, and it sort of did when I did it, but then like the next day the stains were very visible. So I'm kind of afraid of wearing deodorant with black and dark clothes now.
How are the people doing?
The people are doing good.
Are you entertained? Do we entertain you?
No, because your viewership has dropped from like 280 to 191 now.
Well, it's been over an hour.
Right. How long has it been?
An hour and a half.
Oh my god, it is an hour and a half. I'm glad you're entertained, Alex. Who's entertaining you most, me, June, or Fred?
Fred,
Yes.
no competition there.
How is your cat so chill? He's a cat. I think it was in a book, which book? I think it was The Power of Now by Eckhart Tolle, or one of those similar books where it was like, I have met many Zen masters in my life and all of them were cats. Cats are super chill.
I am entertained. Life is tiring, but it is the most entertainment we'll ever have.
Jane Walker. Is that a whiskey? Like Johnny Walker?
Thanks for tuning in, Sarah. Yeah, My Cat from Hell, we've watched quite a few episodes of those.
Jackson! I love Jackson.
Pain is the nature of this present moment, and I can only live in this moment. Sometimes, when resistance ceases, the pain simply goes away or dwindles to an easily tolerable ache. At other times, it remains, but the absence of any resistance brings about a way of feeling pain so unfamiliar as to be hard to describe. The pain is no longer problematic. I feel it, but there is no urge to get rid of it, for I have discovered that pain and the effort to be separate from it are the same thing. Wanting to get out of pain is the pain. It is not the reaction of an I distinct from the pain. When you discover this, the desire to escape merges into the pain itself and vanishes. It's kind of like being stuck on a glue trap, right? Which Aaron is very anti-glue trap when it comes to eliminating a mice situation, because it's just really cruel. It's not an instantaneous death. They struggle for a long time. And I had a college friend drown the mouse that's stuck on the glue trap to more humanely decimate it. And the more you struggle when you have one limb caught in the glue trap, the more stuck you get. Soon, because you're trying to free one small foot, you glue the entire side of your left flank on the glue trap and you can't escape anymore. Life sometimes feels a lot like being on a glue trap.
Suffering is the non-acceptance of pain, says Madowicz. It's a good way of putting it.
I think when I first experienced my very first episode of dysmenorrhea and I learned what pain was, like mortal pain was, because
Move a little bit that way.
that
So
pain,
the folks can see Fred.
that pain was the worst pain, the worst physical bodily pain I've ever experienced. And I remember that night saying to Aaron while I was not sure what was happening to my body, I don't want to die, I don't want to die.
Danusha, we're live. It's not a premiere. You can tell because I'm talking to you right now.
But when the pain didn't fade, I remember thinking to myself, if this continues forever, I would rather die. And so that is the moment when I realized that you really have to accept the pain if you want to survive, and you have to learn how to manage it, and you learn how to manage your perception of the pain, because it all comes down to whether or not you want to survive. Because if you do, then you learn to put up with the barriers that are put in your way. And if you don't, well, I guess that's your decision. I personally support the right to die. I feel like it should be a basic human right. But I do wish we had more societal support for people who feel like death is the only solution that they have left for them. But it's because of all of our fallible societal emptiness that we have such pain and suffering, where people think, hey, dying is the only way I can find out of this. So, I don't know. All of that to say is existence is pain, and we have to find ways to manage it. There's no escaping the pain. There is a way to stop running away from the pain, though. It's hard. But eventually you'll learn how to do it if you want to survive.
Bye, June.
Bye, Aaron. Fred, are you gonna stay or are you gonna go? Do you like Aaron or do you like this room? Nevertheless, the physical reality is that my body exists only in relation to this universe, and in fact I am as attached to it and dependent on it as a leaf on a tree. I feel cut off only because I am split within myself, because I try to be divided from my own feelings and sensations. What I feel and sense, therefore, seems foreign to me. And on being aware of the unreality of this division, the universe does not seem foreign anymore. For I am what I know. What I know is I. The sensation of a house across the street or of a star in outer space is no less I than an itch on the sole of my foot or an area in my brain. In another sense, I am also what I do not know. I am not aware of my own brain as a brain. In just the same way, I am not aware of the house across the street as a thing apart from my sensation of it. I know my brain as thoughts and feelings, and I know the house as sensations. In the same way and sense that I do not know my own brain, and the house as a thing in itself, I do not know the private thoughts in your brain. But my brain, which is also I, your brain and the thoughts within it, as well as the house across the street, are all forms of an inextricably interwoven process called the real world. Conscious or unconscious of it as I may be, it is all I, in the sense that the sun, the air, and human society are just as vital to me as my brain or my lungs. If then this brain is my brain, unaware of it as I am, the sun is my sun, the air, my air, and society, my society. Thank you all for joining. Eliza, I see you. I hope you feel better. Fred hopes you feel better. Thank you so much for being here and for listening and tuning into Fred. I'm going to take a deep breath in, and I'm going to give this bowl a couple of knocks. Just a fair warning to folks who may not be a fan of it. Here we go. I'll see you next time.